Yo, what's up? My name is Mike Elgin V from Modern Day Fitzgerald. I am the lead singer, guitar player, and songwriter for Modern Day Fitzgerald. And if you guys don't know already, I do more than talk about music or do music stuff. I'm more, I'm pretty much everywhere when it comes to my own personal life. So for 2019, I wanted to do a new video series, basically just me answering any random question that you have, either about music, video, film, movies, books, laundry, fashion. I don't know why I even said laundry. I basically just want you guys to, ask me questions that you think would be very interesting for me to answer. Basically, we're gonna start out with a first question. You guys probably already know him. Joe from Secondhand King. If you guys haven't already, definitely listen to his new album, Frankie, right over here. And Joe went ahead and asked a question for me. So the question is, does anyone fall in love anymore? Honestly, the answer is yes, they do. Now, that said, it depends on what you mean by falling in love. According to the Webster Dictionary, love is a strong affection for another arising out of a kinship of personal ties or even attraction based on sexual desires. Now, based on this definition, honestly, you definitely have people, being attracted to each other based on sexual desires. Now, that said, based on today's modern times, I believe that we are also very picky as well. Now, that's not really a bad thing. That's not necessarily a good thing either, but it just depends on how you look at it. Now, for example, I wanted to find the best ramen shop out there. So what I did is I went on Google, typed in best ramen place in Kansas City. I went ahead and Facebooked it. I went to Yelp, check out the reviews. I even went to their Instagram page, make sure it's all up to date, see what the comments are, to the point even to see if their picture's really good. Honestly, due to technology like dating apps like Tinder, Match.com, there are just many people out there looking for some sort of relationship. Could be either a one-time fling to an actual relationship, and we're all out there looking for it. Human beings usually will become self-aware and to find out what they are looking for in a relationship. According to USA Today and The Atlantic, back in 2018, divorce rates are going down. And I believe that's because of the fact that rather than rushing into a marriage, we're figuring out who are we looking for to be with. We're a little bit more choosy before we even jump to the idea of marriage. And I think that's a great thing. Rather than rushing into a marriage after 6 months to a year and then all of a sudden finding out they're not the right person and then all of a sudden spending so much money on getting a lawyer for a divorce, I think this is a great thing to do. Just, exploring your options, exploring who you are as a human being before you jump into the idea of marriage. You're gonna spend the rest of your life with that particular someone. Not like 1 year, not 2 years, the rest of your freaking life. I don't know about you, but I was only with my car for 10 years before I decided to trade it in for a different car. Only 10 years. Now think about spending with someone the rest of your life. At the same time too, I have some friends who waited about 8 years before they decided to get married. I think it's great. Just take your time. Now here's the thing. This is my overall main thing. I'm not really giving advice here, but I'm just letting you know from my experience. But my main thing is knowing yourself. I got this from my mentor back in college. One of the main things he told me is before you even choose a career, before you even choose, your major, before you even choose, someone you want to be with for your rest of life, you need to know yourself. Now, what does that mean? For me, I need to know what makes me happy. I need to know what makes me mad, what makes me frustrated, what turns me off. And then after that, later you figure out who can complement your personal attributes in a very positive way. Now, after my last relationship I ever been in, I decided to be single as long as I can. I was single for about 2.5 to 3 years. During that time, I carefully, depict on who I was as a human being. Before then, I was a freaking jerk. Honestly, I was passive aggressive, I lied, I didn't share my own personal feelings with that person, and when we had an argument, I seriously walked out the door and avoid any type of confrontation. Now, throughout the years after that, through friends and family and just learning through myself, I later figured out how to communicate properly. I learned how to deal with my own problems. I learned how to be assertive in situations and mainly just focus on myself. Now at the same time, I learned that I didn't have to be with someone to be complete. I am now in a relationship where she can support me and put positivity in my life, and I support her, I put positivity in our life, and honestly, we're just partners through this whole thing. In conclusion, yeah, falling in love does exist, but because of today's times, there are more people out there available to the point where we are being selective. Now, falling in love with someone or having someone fall in love with you just takes time. But hey, you never know what's gonna happen. You may be going to the record bar, watching a show, and then all of a sudden, someone turned around and she bumped into you, and then she spilled your drink all over your favorite jacket, and then she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and you're like, no, it's cool, it happens, and then you guys lock eyes, and maybe that's what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't write this shit. Now that said, keep in mind, the average age of someone getting married is now getting older. It used to be the early 20s, like 20, 21, 22. Now it's about late 20s to even mid 30s. So, to my opinion, honestly, there's no rush. There's no race on trying to find that certain someone. So, but honestly, what do you guys think? Do you agree with my opinion about this whole thing? If you're in a relationship with someone right now, how did you guys fall in love? Let me know down in the comments. If you guys haven't done it already, definitely like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and honestly too, ask me another question. This is fun. Just the idea of like digging deep into situations like this and trying to find out my own opinion about it too, you know, kind of exercise my brain. So leave me questions down and let's have fun with it. Well, anyway, you guys have a wonderful new year and stay classy. Bye.